Hello everybody, Jardis here, and in today's video I'm at the not-so-secret jumping puzzle, which is in Jindarin Fields, southwest of Broad Hollow Waypoint. And in today's video I'm going to show you a shortcut to get to the diving goggles that are at the top of this jumping puzzle, which sadly you cannot see from here, but they are on those jumping pads. Now, in a previous video, which I will link in the description below, I have shown you how to reach that magnificent chest from here using a springer and a glider. Now, we're going to be using a springer and a glider still, but instead we're going to go this direction, and we're going to jump through that rock formation, through that little crevice right there. Okay, and once we're through here, we can mount up back up on our springer, and we're going to go onto this little golden ledge that's right here. We may get dismounted, but that's quite alright. We can still mount. And from here, we're going to jump all the way up to the top of this rock formation. Now, we are going to get dismounted when we get to the top, but that's perfectly fine. Okay. Now, from here, what we're going to do is we're going to want to go onto this ledge right here, particularly around this corner. And then we're going to glide to this platform, but we're going to aim for this side. Now, we may land on the crate that you see there, or we may land on the edge. Either one is fine. The reason why we're jumping and gliding from this location versus, somewhere that's closer over here is because of the fact that this is like the edge of the no-glide zone. We'll be able to glide in just a little bit past that no-glide zone, but it will be enough to get us to reach that platform. If, however, you do have the prototype position rewinder, I do suggest you implement it now as a precaution, just in case. And here we go. Ta-da! Now, from here, we're going to jump onto the blimp. Now, once you jump onto the blimp, you can jump down to find that magnificent chest, which is down there, and you can barely see it. But if you do that, then you've committed yourself, and in order to get back up here towards the shortcut for the diving goggles, which is up there, you would have to restart this whole process all over again. So instead, we're just going to jump onto the blimp, and we're going to take out some of these aether blades because they can be a bit of a nuisance for the next part. So let's go ahead and take care of them.
It's refreshing. That feels good.
Okay. Now, once we are out of combat and our health regenerates, what we're going to want to do is we're going to run and jump onto this railing that you see here. Now, from here, we're also going to do a running jump to the top of this fire-spewing vent that you see up here. We may take some fire damage, but it's okay. We will be able to endure it. It'll wear itself out and not cause too much damage either. And then we're going to jump up even further onto these gears, up to here, and up to here. Now, for those of you who have tried to reach the diving goggles the normal way, you would most likely recognize this part of that route. But at least this way, we didn't have to go through all the jump traps and veteran mobs that are further down, nor did we have to deal with the blimp and some of the other trickier parts of the jumping puzzle. We were already halfway there. Now again, if you have the prototype position rewinder, again, implement it now as a precaution, and I will in a later video explain how to obtain the prototype position rewinder because it is a must for jumping puzzles. However, in order to get the prototype position rewinder, you are going to need access to the Sand-Swept Isles, which is a Living World Season 4 map. So, once we jump onto here, we're going to want to jump onto these bracers right here, not on the gear just yet. The reason is because we want to aim our character ever so slightly to make it so that when we walk forward, we're actually walking straight towards this second platform. And once we do feel that we're comfortable enough to perform this, what we're going to want to do from here is we're going to inch forward, to the very edge of this gear here. The reason why we want the very edge is because if we go any closer towards the middle or even on this side of the gear, when it launches us, it will actually propel us past the second platform here, but not far enough to the third, so we will end up falling between the two and probably fall to our deaths. So, once we feel comfortable, we're going to go ahead and inch forward, making sure we're facing... Okay. And again, the same thing for this one to here. Luckily, this one has those beams that will stop us from overshooting. Now, I'm going to stand right here. Side note, you can walk on these bars here, so you don't have to worry about constantly being thrown up, but you want to be cautious because sometimes the aether plates will be on this side of the blimp and will be able to target you. So, keep that in mind. Now, this particular jump pad is perhaps one of the trickiest. A lot of people have trouble with the timing and the distance it requires in order to reach from this platform to this next one up here. So, try this. Aha! First try. Woohoo! Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, we're going to continue on. Now, for those of you who are doing legendary crafting, you may require, depending on which one it is, I am not certain which ones require it, but you may need to interact with this energy hump around you at this location area, as well as that strange glowing orb mechanic thing that you see down there with the 4 energy streams. However, I believe it would actually be easier to reach that particular location from the platform above us, but at least you know that there's this one right over here. So we're going to jump up. Okay. Now again, if we jump, you see, it's a little bit different. It's less difficult to reach it from here. You just drop down. Now from here, and there are the diving goggles. I always did hate this part, but there we go. Anyway, that's how I would reach the diving goggles. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to share this information with anybody else who is struggling to reach these diving goggles. And I hope to see you again in the next video. Until then, happy gaming!